Hi guys, Mayflom here. Today I'm going to show you how to turn a picture frame into a shaker picture frame. So this works best when you've got the frame and it has a mat and everything in it. And right off the bat, something I will show you here is if you're going to do this, make sure that you do not, if you're taking things out, that's fine, you see, because what's going to happen is the stuff is going to be trapped here between the glass and the plastic that we're about to put down. You just don't really want to lift out the glass unless you decide you don't want it anymore or you want to change out what you have in it, in which case you will be able to do that by lifting out the glass. So that's kind of fun that you could actually change it out and change it up. So just wanted to show you that real quick on the back side. That's how you, before we get started, because once I get started, I won't be able to flip this back over. So I've got a little picture frame here. And then this, I have some clear plastic and I have a little, let me wipe this off over here. So I have a little clear plastic that I'm going to place over. But before I do, we're going to put some beads, and we don't want a ton. We want beads in here. And I also want some sequins. That'll be so cute. It's a few too many trees though. So if you get too many of one kind or you want more of the smaller kinds, you can just kind of adjust there. All right, and a few more beads, I think. And this is just a lot of fun because what's going to happen what you want to keep in mind. So when this all shakes down, it will be at the very bottom of our frame. So I'm taking a few more of the trees out and putting a few more of the beads in. And you might notice some of the beads are spilling because of the way I'm doing this. I'm not worried about that because I'm going to need those beads for decorating the edges of the frame, because that is how we are going to keep it really nice and make sure that this frame looks really good. So I'm just putting a thin line of PPA liquid adhesive all the way around, and I'm just going around twice, or 3 times, I guess. I'm just wanting to make sure that I see a firm line of adhesive in all areas. And then I've got my plastic and I'm just going to place it down. Now, so you see how there's like a static cling and some of the items want to jump up and grab onto that plastic? Don't worry about that. That doesn't matter. We're just fine doing this. So now we want to let that totally dry. And then I like to let it totally dry because I find that it works better if there's not 2 layers of liquid adhesive, so that this does not affect when I'm starting to put stuff down. Now you might notice a little bit leaked over. That's okay. It's not going to cause a problem because it is going to dry clear, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to let this fully dry, but I am going to give it probably about half an hour just to kind of start to set up and dry. It's starting to dry. I'm seeing it pull off the edges a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on. This is going to be one that I really let dry overnight because there's just so many elements going on here. And I've tied myself a little bow with the trim, and I'm going to put it up at the top. I'm going to go ahead and set that in there. And then I've also got, so this is in the kit. Isn't this cute? It's a little button here. Now, if you want, for some project like this, just use scissors to cut off the shank so that it's nice and flat. I'm going to put Santa down here at the corner. So for this, I'm kind of placing, and this is the Santa's Workshop kit. So we've got little gears, and I'm going to go ahead and place some of those here. What I really love about this style is what we're going to do is really focus on the elements that are key, right? So focus on the elements that matter to our theme and that are the most focal point kind of images and pieces. And then we'll go back through and fill in with other stuff. And then we'll go back in and put sequins and other little details that we feel like will add to this frame. And I will cover the entire front of the frame just because I feel like that's going to look the best for this. So I'm just going to utilize, I mean, we have all of these beautiful buttons and all different reds and greens in here. And it's really designed to be nice and easy for us, right? It's not going to be super hard. And you could even, like, I like to pull out a few sequins and beads and things so that I can just kind of have them to sprinkle in here and there as needed. It's really just a matter of find what you want to do with the project. And I'm just pushing up on these to make sure that at the bottom that there's nothing hanging over, because I don't want anything to hang over there. And I'm also, for this one, I will use some glitter glue to fill in some of the spots. Remember that you can always do that. You don't have to always have, and I find that this works really well when I've got that plastic edge as it is. So I really, once this is totally dry, I don't want anything showing, you know, I don't want to see any of the little plastic edges or anything like that. So I find this really effective for that. And I'll just keep adding, just like I would any other picture frame, really, just keep adding little bits and pieces until you're happy with what you've got, until you've filled it up. Once you feel like you are finished, now's the time. If you want, sometimes I like to add additional layers. It could be of sequins, it could be of pearls, whatever you like. But if you want any additional layers, now would be the time to go ahead and put things on top of the buttons and the layer that you've already got. And then once you are satisfied, you are looking to simply leave this someplace safe and let it dry completely. That's definitely an important part, because you definitely do not want to mess this up at this point with your work into it. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss a single video. I'll see you next time.